Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Conference Tournament Week, the finale of it. We just saw how the Pac 12 championship went. What a battle between 2 seed Colorado and 1 seed USC. Congrats once again to the Trojans on winning it all. They are looking like a likely 2 seed. But we have ourselves a very interesting game on our hands because, well, we don't know where these two teams will end up, especially considering, well, they have overperformed their seeding. 7 seed Baylor versus 5 seed West Virginia. Nobody saw this matchup coming for the Big 12 championship. We are here in Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. I am your play-by-play commentator, Kamish Daniel, here with once again, Coach Mays of West Virginia, which is interesting. We'll see how that goes with the dual duties there. But we have Michigan head coach, Coach Rodriguez, with us as well. I don't know who to ask first. I guess I'll go to you, Coach Mays. Before we get tipped off here, I guess this is like my sideline interview for you. What do you expect out of this Baylor team, and what's your game plan?
We've played them twice. We beat them twice. It's hard enough to beat a team twice. It's even harder to beat them 3 times. But I've said it before. I'll say it again. Our team's hotter than a spoon on a crack house on payday. We've won 6 games in a row. We beat Baylor in that stretch once. We beat Oklahoma State and a few other teams along the way, including TCU and Kansas and Oklahoma. I was really impressed with how my team performed earlier in the week, beating Oklahoma by 25 points and beating Kansas by 19. That was not something I expected out of my squad, but I could not be prouder.
You definitely did a fantastic job with the team, and the team has responded accordingly, especially now that everybody is back and fit and ready to go. They have been for a while. And so when you look at things like this, right, you have your whole squad back, you're making this deep run, you now start to think that the seeding that you once had, well, you're looking at a better position. Coach Rod, if you had to reseed West Virginia, where would you put them?
Realistically, right now, I think they're at that top kind of 6 seed range. I think a win here solidifies themselves as a 5 seed. They've been kind of hanging around that fringe top 25, top 30 range, kind of the last 1/4 of the year, the regular season. So I think that's a good spot for them. But we'll see. I think it's also interesting with Baylor. We know last year they were a very young team, actually outperformed than what most expectations were. Coming in this year, I think they've underperformed, honestly. But we know not the Pac-12, the Big 12 is very competitive, one of the best conferences in the league. So we'll see how it goes today.
Absolutely. And we're just going to get things going here. Like I said, we're in Kansas City. The final of the Big 12 tournament is upon us. Red Renegade versus Jalil University is going to be a big-time matchup for sure, but I think it's going to be more so down low. Here's the Baylor starting lineup, a young team full of sophomores. But then you also have West Virginia, who they themselves are young, very young. So the future of the Big 12 is here. And it'll be very interesting to watch these two teams go at it. Again, as we know, West Virginia, namely, loves to play great defense, loves the low post game. Tip-off is underway, and it'll be Baylor that starts us off. Mark Jaskolski wins the tip, and Raiku Krozovic will control play. Here we go from Kansas City. And we already have a turnover. Bowers streaking in with the slam. What a way to start the game. Andrew Bowers, the true freshman.
Yeah, really, lately we've been playing a very good, solid, balanced game and really been running away with a few of these games. Like, we haven't had a game super close since Baylor, but Baylor knocks down a great 3 there. Got to give respect where respect is due.
They are a very young and also very ambitious team. I think that was Hugh Wilkins Jr. that hit that shot. Not necessarily his forte, but he's a very talented guy. And is that an and one? It sure is. Mark Jaskolski commits the foul on, Curtis Freeman. And it'll be a 3-point opportunity for the true sophomore who, if I'm not mistaken, has been averaging over 26 points per game this season.
Yeah, and he's been a great integral part of our lineup, man. He missed the UConn and the first Kansas game, which was really our two worst games of the season. We got blown out on the road to both those teams, but having him back has made all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Sorry, it wasn't timely there. But Baylor tied the game right there with a second chance opportunity by Hugh Wilkins Jr. But yeah, missing Curtis Freeman and Jamarcus Huntington at the same time late in the non-conference definitely hurt a little bit. You felt like some results got away from you, but everybody's fully healthy at the most important time of the year, and we'll see how it plays out on the court with Baylor controlling things. This is Damian Holmes taking the three. Nearly went down, but it'll be West Virginia that can take the lead right back.
Yeah, and having these guys and down low, it's really going to make a difference. And you can see it already. Baylor's already committed 2 fouls. They are a presence in the paint. Jamarcus Huntington and Curtis Freeman are one of the best young front court duos I see.
Truly the twin towers of the Big 12. Sorry, go ahead, Brad.
I'm just saying, foul trouble in these types of games is not what you want. You don't want your best player, even your actual key players that start on the bench within those final couple minutes, late game situations.
I definitely
Sorry,
agree.
rephrase that again. I couldn't quite hear.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah, you were cutting out there a little bit, Rodriguez.
I'm just saying, foul trouble is one thing you do not want in games because it'll hurt you down the stretch.
Yeah, I think our team's pretty solid all around the board. Just very young. I think that's our biggest downfall is just our youth, man. And honestly, that's not a bad downfall you can ask for because you can always see that the future's bright with this squad. Starting 4 sophomores, 1 freshman. Those 4 sophomores started in March Madness for our Sweet 16 run last year.
Well, not just last year, but the year before as well. The only one that doesn't have any experience is Andrew Bowers, who knocked down a pretty contested jumper right there from the mid-range.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that shot choice, but it sure worked out for Bowers there. Great take by him.
Talented youngster for sure. The top-ranked point guard of his class has been showing off so far today, but Damian Holmes is a star in his own right. Renegade to Wilkins Jr. That doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Curtis Freeman. This is what West Virginia wants. Missed shots, because almost every single time, you're going to have one of your big guys get on there, and it's Jaleel Adversity driving in. That is a bucket.
Yeah, Jaleel Adversity is kind of an unsung hero of this team. He contributes a lot as well and kind of gets outshouted by Freeman and Huntington, but he definitely does his part as well as Masterson and Bowers. I'm really happy with how my starting 5 has turned out this season.
What a take right there by Rajko Krozovic there. A very talented point guard himself, but I agree. It's been very satisfying seeing your young core develop and improve. Bowers 3, a little bit, not desperate, but ambitious. When Baylor can tie things up here as they're moving the ball around. Very interesting ball movement. Shot taken. Oh, close one, but it is once again Curtis Freeman collecting that one.
Yeah, we see Adversity here taking it up the court. I believe he is looking for a look down low to Freeman or Huntington. But Bowers there with another shot. Sometimes getting him confused with Masterson on the court when they're getting mix of bodies there, but what a shot by Bowers.
And
a steal right back there.
A turnover. Bowers 3 for 3, by the way, from the floor already. Good stuff right there from West Virginia. Interesting little pass to Huntington. Shot does not fall. Rebounded by Jaskolski. And Baylor looks to close down on this early Mountaineer lead. Damian Holmes at the left elbow to Renegade. Wilkins pumps. He'll get it to go. Hugh Wilkins with 7 points so far. Good start for him.
The mid-range has been a really big factor.
It definitely has.
Yeah.
And here we go.
gotta give respect where respect is due. Wilkins is playing one heck of a game right now. Impressed with what I'm seeing from him.
He is definitely a focal point of this Baylor offense. There have been times where they have really missed him more than others, especially in the past couple of seasons. Most notably, if anybody remembers what happened when they played George Mason a season ago, they lost that game because he was not there. It's a big-time player, and the fact that they have him back is huge as West Virginia misses on the offensive end, and they now have to stop Baylor once more. But that's not going to happen. Thread the needle to Damian Holmes. Easy layup. Only a 2-point lead now for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, certainly Baylor's had their ups and downs this season, but when it matters, they are playing well here in the Big 12 tournament. They saw themselves on the outside looking in coming into conference championship week, and I think they are firmly in, not even in a play-in game. Wouldn't you agree, Zelikov and Rodriguez?
Yeah, I would agree personally with that take. I think that was really good what you said right there, but I think Zelgov would agree too on that.
Oh, 100% I agree with that. What a shot. Jamarcus Huntington from the corner. These Twin Towers cannot just control the paint. They can also step out and hurt you from deep.
That defense is Swiss cheese right now.
And West Virginia is active.
Defense.
West Virginia is active. Very active. They're looking to take a big lead. Bowers. Interesting little shot right there that does not go. And here we go. It is Rex Renegade here. Over to Brozovic. To Renegade. Out to Jaskolski. Renegade, interesting shot. Wow.
Ooh, wow. What a take by Renegade there. Phenomenal turnaround jumper.
Absolutely, and there's Jamarcus Huntington with the response. West Virginia, they are usually a slow-paced kind of team, but they're on pace for 44-plus points in the first half alone.
And I really like how we're working in and integrating the trap and the press here. It's really making Baylor crumble a little bit.
They're doing a very excellent job at imposing their defensive will. Adversity, Masterson, Bowers, not the shot I would have taken personally. Baylor collects.
Yeah, and if you look down there on the they get one to go. But if you look down there on the stat pack, the rebound game is going to be a big difference in this game. And right now, Baylor is winning it.
Baylor is so far winning it, but my goodness, what a take by Mark Jaskolski. An and one opportunity for the sophomore center. He's one of 9 players that stayed behind after a coach never came through the door for this program, or like a real coach didn't come through. Guys like Jamarcus Vick, Cooper Laza, and Exodus Creed left the program as that's a missed opportunity. That's a missed opportunity and a half.
Smoked the way up.
Yeah, Baylor, excellent trap there to set up. Just couldn't execute quite there.
And another turnover.
Defense there.
Jaskolski. No foul, but he recollects his board and it goes. It's a 1-point game. Baylor, they're showing that them making it this far in the tournament is no fluke.
Yeah, Baylor, this team's been to March before. They know how to play deep into the tournament. And, I mean, this season they have failed to meet expectations, but they're playing very well right now.
To be quite frank with you, I don't know what expectations were placed on them after they lost their 3 best players. They're still a solid team, as you can see. But, again, through regular season, you just never know what can happen in Big 12 play. But they put it together when it matters most. Going from a team that looked like they were not even going to make the tournament to now safely in the field. Great play. How did Jamarcus Huntington miss that?
That is honestly beyond me there. That was a great take. Just couldn't execute, man.
A very odd miss by him. It looked like it was easy pickings. And West Virginia, is held scoreless for 2+ minutes. Huntington from 3, another missed shot. He's got to slow it down here. He's got to slow it down. Baylor can take the lead here.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Huntington. He's usually pretty spot on in the paint, but missed that one and then missed that take at the 3-point line there. Not what you want to be seeing right now from this Mountaineer squad.
Definitely not, but it does help when Baylor is also missing their opportunities. Drives in. Oh, and one opportunity for Duran Parrish, the backup point guard for Andrew Bowers. What a take.
Yeah, great take there by Parrish, and hopefully he can get one to go here at the charity stripe. We'll see how he can do. He's sophomore, another young guy. A lot of young guys, even on the bench here. West Virginia returns everybody next season.
This is why West Virginia is looked at so brightly. They have everybody returning. This team is full of potential, and they're hitting their basketball right now. And the bulk of these guys are not even upperclassmen yet. And I think that will stay with Baylor. Yep, it will. Inbound. This will be coming from DeLeonte Love, I believe. Tipped out by Bowers again. So Baylor will have to inbound once more. We'll see who they can find here. If they can get anyone open. And again, it's Baylor needs to practice getting open a little bit more on inbounds plays. This is getting a little rough. And again, don't really pay much attention to that. Deontay Love. There we go. Damian Holmes now has it in the corner. We'll see what can happen here for the Bears. They'll feed it to Aaron Yeager, who misses it, but will go to the free throw line for a couple. And that's Bowers' first foul.
Bowers usually not a guy you see in foul trouble a lot as a point guard. He usually doesn't get down and dirty in the paint, as you would say Freeman and Huntington doing, but commits one there and gives Yeager a shot at the free throw line.
Absolutely. And this Baylor team is not as deep as they were before. Again, losing their 3 best players, but clearly the guys that they still have can perform. And here we go, West Virginia. Got to find some sort of separation here. Feed, adversity. Oh, it's a miss. Clunks around, but does not fall through. Baylor has an opportunity to tie it here with a 3.
And I think this game really embodies what March is all about, the magic of the upsets that can go down. Seeing a 7 seed and a 5 seed in the conference tournament is not very common. And seeing this today, it kind of warms my heart to the sport of basketball and March itself.
Absolutely. The magic and the chaos that this sport brings is unlike any other. We saw it from the start of the season. It was just going. Oh, what a jumper there by Hugh Wilkins Jr. I mean, it's one of the reasons why college basketball is so loved. And for me, it's one of my favorite sports. Just period. Maybe the most favorite sport. I don't know. But just so incredible. The stuff that we've seen, that we continue to see, and that we will see. I mean, March Madness itself is about to be insane. And that is picked off by Kalen Drafta. Drives in, layup goes. West Virginia badly needed that.
If either of these teams want to pull away in this game, we're going to have to see a lot less turnovers on both ends. That has been a dagger to both of these teams so far in this game.
It has been, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Drafta. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that call.
Definitely a questionable call. Kind of seemed like it had more flagrance from the offensive player, but the refs make the call and drafted there, and Baylor gets the ball back.
A very interesting call, to say the least. Krosevich is trying to work inside, gives up and gives it to Renegade, and is swatted. West Virginia back on the ball. Masterson and Bowers are back out there. There is Huntington at the top of the key. Over to Andrew Bowers, gets by, and is absolutely swatted. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, this is a paint battle here today. Some big fellas out there on the court making moves and making the difference for their teams.
It's been very interesting to watch so far, even though sometimes you see misses like those, and it's like, well, usually hit those shots. But yes, that's what it's all about. Got to make the tough ones too, and adversity misses again. So each team is trading opportunities to either extend their lead or to simply tie things up. And nobody wants it, it seems. Yeah, nobody wants it
There's
right now.
another miss. Just some questionable shot takes here, and things aren't panning out for either of these teams right now. It was looking great the first half of this first quarter, but these teams just cannot hit the broadside of a barn currently.
It is getting desperate for both teams as there's yet another turnover. Baylor is scoreless for over 2 minutes now, and they're not helping their case at all. We're under 3 minutes to go as we see West Virginia swinging it around. Bowers gets rejected, but finally we may see some points as Renegade commits a shooting foul on Adversity.
Yeah, I think
This
we're going to
game
see
really
some
started
points
off. Okay. I was gonna say this game started off really strong for both teams offensively, but lately it's just been a defensive battle.
A massive defensive battle, but is it really defensive if it's mainly just shots being missed? I don't know. But there we go. Free throw number 1 goes down for Adversity, and at last points have been scored after a drought. Let's just put it that way. Second free throw coming up for the sophomore shooting guard. And I haven't really talked much about this, but even though, we look at West Virginia, right? This is a young core, a great core full of potential. This is just testament to Coach Mays' recruiting prowess. Another turnover there. I just wanted to say that this lineup, every single player was ranked a 5-star in their high school career.
And there's another one to go there by Adversity. Adversity really coming alive in this second part of this second half, in the first half, in this latter stretch. And there's another steal. Same exact play. I believe that's Masterson coming up the court with the ball. Bowers coming up the court with the ball. Passes it to Adversity there. And West Virginia gets another. We are coming alive right now.
These Mountaineers are balling. I don't know how Baylor isn't calling any timeouts here. Damian Holmes pops a 3. That's a wild miss. West Virginia is grabbing control of this one. Here they come, the Mountaineers. Adversity. They'll feed it to Bowers, to the corner, Freeman. They'll wait it out. We'll see who can get open. Nope, nobody wants the ball. A screen. He drives in. Oh, he draws the foul. He draws the foul on Trey Butler.
And if you look down at the scoreboard there just a second ago, it said that West Virginia's on the 8-0 run. And that is a very big stretch of time that they were on an 8-0 run for. That means 8 points scored between both teams during that stretch is honestly insane to see.
It definitely is. And we just saw Curtis Freeman. He has now 8 points, but I just can't help but be wowed by the fact that he already has 7 rebounds. The first half isn't even over yet.
Yeah, he's a presence in the paint. I cannot believe how much of an impact he's had on our program, and I could not be more thankful that he chose to be a Mountaineer.
He definitely made a great choice in our humble opinions. Baylor, timeout taken. And whoever their coach is going to have to talk to him about what to do next, because they're not just in a hole, they're in a deep one. And they have to find a way to climb out of this one before it gets ugly.
Yeah, it's been a good little run by my team here, by my squad. I am very impressed with what we saw in the second part of that first half. Good run. Look to improve on that in the second half. Definitely looking to pull away and have another big win like we've had, just to improve our resume even more and prove that we belong.
100%. and it seems like things are going to plan because, again, it's all going well. Yes, they had a scoreless run, but they snapped out of it. Baylor is still on theirs as Hugh Wilkins Jr. is now handling it. Rajko Krozovic, and that is they set a block. That is a blocking foul on who is number 5? I don't even know who that is. Oh, that's Jude Graham Jr. I haven't seen that name in a while.
Jude Graham Jr., a player who was definitely a integral part in the first March Madness run that these Mountaineers made at Sweet 16, was a starter at that point, but has accepted his role on the team and really been a good asset for us.
He definitely has. He has definitely been a very solid trooper coming off the bench, provides good scoring. But now Baylor has a chance to finally snap their own scoreless streak at the free throw line with Damian Holmes. They got fouled there by William Masterson. Here. Sorry, go ahead.
So I see that happening here, obviously, as Damian Holmes sinks his first free throw. I figured this scoring run drought would break eventually, and here it has.
Yep, eventually it has to break. Not all teams can stay scoreless like that. As Bowers is trying to get this ball past half court, Baylor is putting on immense pressure, and West Virginia will do just fine, sinking the J, a deep two by Jamarcus Huntington, and we are under a minute to go.
Yeah, great take there by Huntington. They did a great job finding him there in the corner, and he's really worked himself well around this perimeter despite being a big.
What defense right there! Renegade came through with the pump and dunk, but then absolute masterclass of a defensive play by West Virginia there, and they have an opportunity to tack on to their lead. And wow, what a take by Jamarcus Huntington!
Yeah, really contested shot there, but he comes through in the paint. He really can do it from anywhere.
He definitely can. A very versatile big man, the prototypical modern day forward that everybody wants as the clock winds down. Masterson, 3-ball. Oh, that was so close. West Virginia carries a 13-point lead into halftime. What a half by the Mountaineers. Coach, now that we have you on the sidelines before the teams enter and then exit the locker room in a span of 6 seconds, how do you feel about your team's performance so far?
I think there's definitely some things we can improve on. Obviously, our ball control there for a little stretch in the first half. We definitely let the ball get away from us more than we should have, but we made up for it on defense, not letting them score for a big stretch. And you can't be more happy with a 13-point lead going into the second half. Can't ask for much more.
Absolutely. And Coach Rod, we haven't heard much from you, which we do apologize for that. But give us your thoughts on the first half and maybe what Baylor can do better to get themselves back into this, because right now it doesn't seem like they're really in the game. Is he there?
We may have lost Coach Rod.
We may have lost Coach Rod. Is he with us? Oh, says he's still with us, but oh well, my goodness! I just clicked on to see what was going on. I clicked back on. And, oh, there's a kind of an ugly foul there by Huntington.
Foul by Huntington.
Yeah, but...
first one by Huntington, and got to avoid those throughout the game.
Look, Mark Jaskolski can hold his own. 2 for 7 from the field is not good at all. But you do have to consider he's playing against the Twin Towers here, as he gets the first free throw to go. Again, this isn't doing a whole lot for Baylor, but whatever they can get, I guess. They just need to adjust. They need to adjust to the versatility that West Virginia is putting on. As Andrew Bowers gets doubled up, it's going to be Curtis Freeman that gets past the half court. They'll avoid the trap as well. Baylor getting very, very aggressive, and it almost bit him. Adversity had a wide open look, and he just missed it.
Yeah, you can't have those if you don't get many of them. You don't get many uncontested threes in this game. But when you do, you got to take advantage of it.
Exactly, and I think that's 2 straight fouls in a row on Huntington to open up the second half. It's a good thing that he didn't pick up any in the first half.
Yeah, definitely being a big man down in the paint. Huntington and Freeman have to avoid getting fouls. That's all Baylor has made since they started their drought.
Well, that's the one way that they see themselves getting back into the game, at least for now, until they start utilizing the deep shot more, which I don't know why they aren't taking more threes, to be honest. They have the shooters, they have the capabilities. They're just they're playing very slow basketball, and it's not doing them any favors right now. But both free throws have been knocked down by Wilkins Jr. And once again, they are trying to catch West Virginia slipping, and they do. Renegade passes it. What a slam! One hand. Raiku Krozovic. And Baylor is within single digits.
Yeah, I will have to say, despite the lack of offense that we've seen from Baylor, they have played some phenomenal defense up to this point.
And that's another defensive stand right there. Forced Masterson into a very bad shot. And Renegade is running the offense now for the Bears. He'll feed it to Jaskolski, who's out at the logo. Holmes swings it to Wilkins Jr. Pops a shot. It's a 7-point game. Hang on here.
Baylor, we saw this earlier with USC and Colorado. USC had quite a sizable lead going into the second half, but Colorado made it a close game.
Colorado definitely did, and West Virginia seems like they're in a bit of a cold rut. And Baylor looking to take pure advantage of this. Renegade, oh, what a feed. Wow, what a play.
It's like the Pac-12 championship all over again, it looks like here.
It seems like it. Baylor has made great adjustments and have forced the Mountaineers to take their first time out. Wow.
Well, while we're at it here, West Virginia's on the break. Let's go inside the mind of River Mays. All right, boys, we got to lock in here. We got to come back. We can't let them keep this scoring drought going on us, and we got to get up some better shots, create shots for ourselves, down low to Huntington and Freeman, man. Those are our two big guys. Really got to see what they can do here in this championship game. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
Well, that was a very interesting look into the mind of Coach Mays. Oh, man.
Sometimes you get that. Sometimes you got to look into the mind of the coach that's commentating the game with you.
That's true. That's true. And also, it's now just you and I. So, man, oh man, a very interesting twist of events now. In this one is, it's now only a 5-point lead for the Mountaineers, and
and I think we saw the Mountaineers lead expand to 15 at one point. Yeah, I believe their biggest lead was 15 at one point, and there's a three by Masterson, but a putback by, I believe, Curtis Freeman to extend the lead to 7.
I think that was Curtis Freeman as well. Right place, right time. Always want to be well positioned on the offensive boards. Having those opportunities is massive. And here we go. Crozer is trying to dribble around. He does, and oh my gosh, absolutely shags the layup. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. You can't miss opportunities like that with a wide open layup. You just can't take it, or when you're down, you just cannot miss takes like that.
And it's going to be Jamarcus Huntington now going to the free throw line, making Hugh Wilkins have a taste of his own medicine. And 15 points so far for the sophomore. What a performance so far.
Yeah, we saw a big drop in West Virginia's production without him and Freeman, Freeman, I believe, throughout that stretch of the season. Those guys were averaging close to 30 points per game to start the season. Now their production has obviously curbed off a little bit being in Big 12 play. But that was nearly 60 points per game that WV was missing for a stretch this season.
And that was a big time, change in the lineup. I mean, just having to work with different lineup combinations was definitely not easy, but now getting past that and having everybody healthy is massive as Curtis Freeman just continues to wreak havoc. And now West Virginia has finally woken up, and Baylor needs to re-strategize, but turning over the ball like that is not going to help their cause.
Yeah, you see this typically out of West Virginia teams. They are very streaky. They'll go on runs where they score maybe an 8-0 run, but they'll also go on droughts that last a good 5-6 minutes. It's not uncommon to see with the West Virginia Mountaineers squad.
It is not, and in my opinion, experience more of it will help that in that instance. Or is that was a little bit of an unlucky bounce on Hugh Wilkins' 3-point attempt there, but to what you were saying, yes, totally in agreement with that. As Masterson is doubled up, and it'll be tipped out of bounds by Raku Krozovic, who I feel like is going to hit the transfer portal, but we will see once that time comes. But West Virginia looking to achieve something that I guess before it looked like it was something that could happen. Once the form dipped off, not as much. But then having everybody back is so big. Oh, is that attempt was missed, but then my goodness, it's the Twin Tower effect that just continues to give Baylor problems and nightmares, honestly. And it's another Baylor timeout.
In the 19 years West Virginia has been in the Big 12, they have never once won a conference tournament title. This would be the first for the Mountaineers in 19 years.
19 years in the making. It is 19 years in the making, and it seems like they are not slowing down. What a insane turn of momentum, events. Because if we remember, right, this Mountaineers team of yours was 19-7. Probably 18-7, to be honest. Yeah, it was 18-7
at one point, yes.
18-7. Granted, still firmly in the tournament picture, but definitely not anywhere near the top 25. But then this run of form has been tremendous. They are currently on a 6-game win streak, and can
That's
make
correct,
it 7.
yes. And having a 7-game win streak going into March Madness is definitely something you want to see out of your squad. You're getting hot at the right time, peaking at the right time. That's always something that we emphasize is peaking at the right time. And we haven't always had the best stretches. We've had some stretches in these past 3 seasons where we've struggled. But by the time we get to March, we're ready to go, and we're making a deep run consistently.
Absolutely. And Curtis, was that Curtis Freeman? I think that was Curtis Freeman.
I believe so.
He keeps chefing it up with these mid-range jumpers. He is just killing them. And Hugh Wilkins Jr. needs to find a way to respond. All of Baylor, really. Shots like that are not going to help. And West Virginia, they're 11 minutes away from their first ever Big 12 tournament title. They've got to hold on and continue to play well out here. What a feed! What a dunk!
What a play. That extends the lead even farther. That's what you just love to see from your squad. I believe that's an 18-point lead the Mountaineers have just acquired.
Looks like 17 actually, but either way, what a performance by the Mountaineers as Jaskolski finally gets Baylor some points. It just seems like Baylor, they'll get a few, right? And then West Virginia just instantly snaps back with an even bigger response as Bowers controls it. Adversity at the top of the key. He gets a screen. He feeds it. An interesting little pass there to Huntington. No good, but Curtis Freeman is
That's
just
what
there.
you love to see.
He's there.
As a coach, you love to see it. Yeah, that's really the Mountaineers' bread and butter is getting their own boards and winning the battle down low. As you can see, 2 guys over 7 foot with Huntington and Freeman being 7 foot and 7'1" respectively. That's a big difference down low.
Absolutely. And the way they play defense has been in development due to them. Oh, an unlucky miss from 3. That would have been nice if that happened. And that'll just go to Baylor. But to your point and to your credit, this defense is playing at a ridiculous level because not only are they just, first of all, massive human beings, they also understand how to play defense. They understand how to play press Virginia defense, and it has helped so much. And even then, sometimes you'll find your opponents knocking down some tough jumpers. Good one there from Baylor.
Yeah, that was a great take there by Baylor. Good shot. Credit where credit's due there.
Absolutely. A 3-ball. Ooh, a little bit of an ambitious shot. Don't fault Curtis Freeman for taking it. He has the range. There we go. Baylor can string together a couple unanswered buckets, and they do. What a shot from Krozovic.
What a shot.
Look, win or
What a shot.
Win or lose, Raiku Krozovic is making a name for himself. Wow, such defense from Baylor there. And they got another opportunity to add some more points. Here's Damian Holmes.
Yeah, definitely very solid defensive performance by Baylor regardless. They just cannot get that offense going, but they hit another insane three.
Oh my gosh. And all of a sudden it's a single digit deficit once again. Baylor, it seems like they're out of it, right? But then they get back into it. Bauer splashes that one
And
from
there's
the corner.
Another three. It's open season out here. They're draining shots from deep, both sides. Baylor more than West Virginia right now. But oh my goodness, there's another. And if that went in, I would have been astonished.
That would have taken me out of my seat, partner. That was an insane attempt. Hopefully they don't take one like that again. And once again, Curtis Freeman there to clean up the mess.
Insane what you see from these two. If one guy misses, the other's right there to put it back.
And this is how they've been playing all season. The chemistry between these two and just the team in general has been great. Another missed three there from Baylor, and West Virginia can go right back to working on that lead. Adversity will beat Huntington. Huntington, Masterson to adversity, and oh my goodness.
Rejected. What a block there.
Oh, but then a turnover
but
there.
It's right back.
Gave it right back to him. William Masterson will await for Bowers. Andrew Bowers, the true freshman, awaiting for something to happen to adversity. Masterson, jumper, got it.
Bang! That's the thing you see with these young teams a lot. They'll make some incredible plays, and you'll just be astonished. But then you also see their youth show a little bit in moments like that, where they just give up easy turnovers or miss wide-open shots.
Absolutely. That was a bit of an ambitious shot there. Probably rushed there on West Virginia's end. But Baylor back at it with another scoreless drought.
Yeah, both these teams, very young squads in the Big 12. West Virginia, they really know what their future looks like. Baylor, not as much.
I mean, Baylor's future is bright, but definitely not as bright as West Virginia's. Because if this is how West Virginia is playing now, just, you know, it is a crazy thing to try and imagine what they're going to look like in 2 years from now when everybody is in their last year.
Yeah, that was not a great pass there, though, by Bowers, throwing it into coverage better than the Legion of Boom. 3 guys down low in the paint, that's not a pass you should try and take.
No, for sure. And at this point, Curtis Freeman is just heat checking that they can afford it, because Baylor is still struggling mightily.
Yeah, Baylor, if they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to knock down some shots and stop turning over the ball like they did just there. I believe that's 3 straight possessions ending in a turnover.
It absolutely is, but I think that time was a simple block and a recovery. Freeman draws the foul, and that's just Golski getting tacked on with the foul. It'll be free throws coming up for number 13.
And back to Freeman and Huntington, you see them getting fouled a lot in this game. And sometimes big men struggle to knock down these free throws, but if you see right there, Curtis Freeman is knocking down these free throws throughout this game.
Oh.
As I say, he bricks his first one of the game. But
announcer's curse never fails, my friend.
Is a thing. That is for certain.
Oh, we did it twice.
He bricks 2.
Oh no, unlucky.
The announcer's curse is real.
Unlucky.
We go from these two big men knocking down every free throw in this game, and second I mentioned that they are doing incredibly well at security strike, they brick both of them.
I mean, look, when Baylor is constructing a house with all these bricks, you don't feel as bad.
Oh yeah, you cannot get upset if you're West Virginia with the way those games going. If Baylor's missing that many shots, but you can get upset with that wide open miss.
What was that? I don't understand how Andrew Bowers missed that one. Things are getting weird all of a sudden.
Like I was saying earlier, you have some moments with these young teams that astonish you, and others are like, these guys even know how to walk.
Exactly. Oh man, here we go. Holmes working on him. Oh, that's a pretty jumper. Finally, a good looking piece of offense there.
That's a great take by Holmes there to draw Baylor in a little bit, but still a double-digit lead by the Mountaineers. But that turnover is not going to help their case if they want to keep in the driver's seat of this Big 12 championship. And what a slam!
Damian Holmes is not giving up just yet. And here we go. Could things get interesting? Bowers, layup, and another miss. A bit more contested that time, though.
You can't have those. Yeah, definitely a contested shot. Looked like a decent take, but you just can't have those. Sometimes they don't go your way.
Sometimes they do not. Jumper from Jaskolski goes, and all of a sudden, again, this is happening. West Virginia, a big lead, and then Baylor just somehow is clawing back into it. And another turnover. What's going on?
These teams definitely run in spurts, and that's a thing you see with a lot of young squads. And another bad play by West Virginia. Going to send, I believe, is that Damian Holmes, I believe, to the charity strike.
It is Damian Holmes. He has been their lone bright spot.
And he has a chance to make it a one single-digit lead here. 9 points if he draws both these free throws.
He will get the first. And unfortunately, the announcer's jinx did not work there.
Not in the tip, but it definitely did not work there. The announcer's jinx did not happen.
The hope was definitely, I guess it worked.
But it happened there.
It worked. Look at that, eh? Switch.
I believe the mention of the announcer's jinx might have caused that one there.
I think we're all going to be accused of witchcraft at this point.
I believe that is Graffa there.
No, that was actually Taylor Gaines on the jumper. Not known for his shooting
Taylor
at all.
Gaines.
So that was a cool little conversion.
Yeah, Taylor Gaines, normally a small forward, very big for a small forward. He's going to look to move to power forward as a backup to get a little bit more minutes for these Mountaineers, just with the depth they have at small forward. Having him at the power forward position looks to be better for them in March. They struggled from it earlier in the season, having a not as experienced power forward step in for Jamarcus Huntington, and it really kind of hurt him there for a bit.
Absolutely. And one goes down for Nichols, who is Curtis Freeman's backup. Tim Nichols. We saw a lot of this guy a couple of seasons ago in your first season, but he's held it firm, has played very well in reserve for Curtis Freeman. And here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very, very close to making this happen, although Mark Jaskolski is not letting up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm impressed with how these guys who maybe were starting or seeing more minutes when they were younger are just like accepting their roles for the greater good of the team and still getting minutes, but contributing as much as they can.
Absolutely. A 13-point lead for West Virginia. Offense has been on and off in the entire game for both teams, and yet somehow there's still an outside chance, but Ben McDermott couldn't knock that one down. We are under 2 minutes to go in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah, it's getting down to crunch time, and they're starting to warm up the bus chant.
Really?
It's not looking good for the Baylor Bears at this point. The backups are in, warm up the bus is getting chanted, and there's another with one to go, I believe.
It is not
Or
an
no,
and
that
one.
one did not fall.
Yeah, it's not an and one, but Drafta will get himself a couple of free throws. And putting out the starters back out there. I don't think that's necessary. If the crowd is inclined to start chanting "warm up the bus," I don't think you have to put your starters out there.
How Big Maze is, go big or go home. We're the best there is, plain and simple. You know, you just can't take the foot off the gas even for a second. And this Big 12 championship is tight. We just got to clutch it up.
Kalen Drought, we haven't heard much of this guy since a couple of seasons ago. So once again, I just want to give the man his flowers for what he did to help get you your first March Madness win. That buzzer beater versus Purdue, still an iconic moment.
Yeah, that's a West Virginia March Madness, definitely one of the most iconic moments. That one basically sent us to the Sweet 16 due to the fact that Lipscomb knocked off the 1 seed, number 1 overall seed, I believe, and UNC that season. Still one of the most dumbfounding upsets I think I remember in March Madness.
It can never be spoken about enough, that game. Never enough. Oh, what a take by Curtis Riemann. He just keeps on adding on. And at this point, it is a victory lap for West Virginia. Renegade pops a 3. It's a good make, but it's
shot by Renegade.
It is, but at this point, I think it's too late to even foul.
Yeah, I believe it's kind of a moot point at this stretch of the game. West Virginia's, we've got this one locked up. Honestly, it might just be best to let the clock run out. But Baylor's still continuing to foul, and we're getting close to the bonus here.
They're not letting up. I'll give them credit. They're still fighting, but at this point, if Phil Irving is in the game, you just gotta accept what's going on.
It's not looking.
It's over.
Yeah.
No hate.
And I think that was 3 straight fouls on Rex Renegade. He's got to be looking at foul trouble, but at this point in the game, they're just looking forward to March Madness.
And both teams, by the way, with Baylor and what they did, three wins in 4 days. It's still very impressive, especially considering the teams that they took out. I mean, Iowa State, Kansas State, TCU. I don't really
phenomenal squad.
I mean, it's an impressive run. We'll see Baylor in March. They were on the outside looking in, but now they're firmly in. We'll see what happens with them. But with West Virginia and just how things have gone, oh my goodness, they just keep tacking it on.
17-point game at this point. Yeah, we're on a victory lap at this point. It's all but done.
And you know what? Since you're on the victory lap, I'll let you do the honors as the time ticks down.
4, 3, 2, 1. There is the first Big 12 championship for West Virginia in school history. Definitely quite a run there near the end of the season. 7-game stretch, 3 in conference tournament to win it. As a coach, I couldn't be more proud of my squad.
What a game. What a performance. You had your ups and down moments, but at the end of the day, you prevailed on the biggest stage. You have strung together some amazing wins, and now you're looking at an amazing placement in the upcoming March Madness tournament. Congratulations once again to West Virginia on winning their first ever Big 12 tournament title. Coming up later, it will be the Big 10 at dark. The battle once again for Paul Bunyan, but this time in Indianapolis, between Michigan State and Michigan. Actually, I don't know if
that is a matchup with huge implications there, Commissioner Zelikov. 1 seed possibly on the line, depending on how things pan out. That is 2 very good squads.
100%. It's going to be a very fun one to watch. I can't wait. But until then, folks, stay tuned for more, and we'll see you soon.